Nataya Prabhu, that everybody missed your beautiful prayers on YouTube. They were so sweet. Okay, I'm going to share the screen and then we'll get started with the class. And in the meantime, if anybody has, let's see, no, he did not come in. Okay, 1 second. This really makes you appreciate Ananda Bihari Prabhu and how seamlessly he does everything, right, everyone? I hope that everybody is taking advantage to give their appreciation to Ananda Bihari Prabhu in the chat while he's here before he goes on his vacation tomorrow, because it is not easy what he does. He is a pro, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Any thumbs up? Yes, Nancy? Okay, great, thanks. So let me just move this over here. Okay, welcome. So do we have any volunteers for reading the verse? Anybody want to read the verse? Any Sanskrit scholars in the making that want to give it a try? Krishna Daya, Prabhu, yay, Haribo.
This
Please go ahead.
Boulevard and Bond Street.
Okay. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 33rd chapter, verse 4. Tato dundubhayo nedur nipetu pushpavrishtaya
Next stop, Northern Boulevard and Parsons Boulevard.
Jagurgandharva pataya sastrikastad
Please
yasho.
exit to the report.
Okay, sorry about that, Krishna Daya, Prabhu. I think somebody was unmuted.
Should I read the word to word in the translation, or this Sanskrit is sufficient?
So we have a couple of verses to read. So maybe if we just do Sanskrit and translation, just because we have, I believe, I put it in the chat.
Yeah.
4
verses. Yeah.
4 verses,
so
yeah.
Translation by disciples of Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kettle drums then resounded in the sky, while flowers rained down, and the chief Gandharvas and their wives sang Lord Krishna's spotless glories. Should I read the purport, Prabhu?
Yes, please. And then we'll take turns with the English if anybody else wants to give it a try. Thank you.
Yeah, purport. As stated here, Lord Krishna's glory in dancing the rasa dance is pure spiritual bliss. The demigods in heaven, in charge of maintaining propriety in the universe, ecstatically accepted the rasa dance as the ultimate religious affair, completely different from the perfected reflection of the romance we find in this mundane world.
Thank you so much, Krishna Daya Prabhu. And then unless somebody else wants to do the Sanskrit, we'll just keep imposing on our Sanskrit scholar, Krishna Daya Prabhu, and then we can always take turns with the English. Okay. Anybody else? Any raised hands? I feel like in school when everybody hides. Oh, there are some raised hands. Let's see. Amrita Kishori. Yeah, go ahead. You want to read the Sanskrit?
I want to try.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I'm on iPhone, so I need to make it big. Hold on. Okay. Balayanam nupuranam kinkininam jayoshitam sapriyanamatuchatas tumulora samandale.
Right, Bob. That was a hard one.
Translations. I need to make it big.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, just read the English because we have a couple more verses. So
a tumultuous sound arose from the armlets, ankle belts, and waist belts of the gopis as they transported with their beloved Krishna in the circle of the rasa dance. Jai.
Haribol, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are there any other brave souls who want to read the Sanskrit? This is your opportunity, community class.
I can read the Sanskrit. It's in front of me, right?
Yeah, go for it, Ananda Vihari Prabhu.
Okay. Tatratishu shubhe tabhir Bhagavan Devaki Sutaha Madhya Maninam Manam Mahamarakato Yataha. How did I do?
I'm clapping. Haribol.
Chai. Okay, translation. In the midst of the dancing gopis, Lord Krishna appeared most brilliant, like an exquisite sapphire in the midst of golden ornaments. Rupesh Prabhu was asking how Krishna looks in the rasa. There's the answer, like a sapphire. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's guru, states that Devaki, besides being the name of Vasudeva's wife, is also a name of Mother Yashoda, as stated in the Adi Purana. Dvenamni Nanda Bhadaya Yashoda Devaki Ticha. The wife of Nanda has two names, Yashoda and Devaki. Interesting. Yeah, see, Krishna is referred to as the son of Devaki here. And in the purport, we're seeing that it's Mother Yashoda who's being talked about here. Jai. And also, I wanted to reflect quickly.
Oh, sorry. I'll put it back.
Yeah, it's fine. These purports were prepared by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. In the absence of Srila Prabhupada, he wasn't able to personally complete the Bhagavatam, but his disciples did it. So today in our class, Prabhupada's disciples did the purport, so we don't have Srila Prabhupada in a sense. We don't have the speaker, but the class goes on. So in the spirit of Srila Prabhupada's disciples who completed the work in the absence of their master, this is how we address this times when the speaker doesn't show up or somebody cancels last minute. In the spirit of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, we should continue the yagya. And so many devotees have reached out to me saying that this community class is such a wonderful idea. Let's do it. It just brings everybody together closer. Everybody's happy when there's a community class. So just wanted to share that. And Krishna gave me the parking space.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much for that share. Okay. This one's a big one. Who wants to brave the last one? Anybody? I think everybody got intimidated by the size of the verse. Oh, no, I see some raised hands now. Krishna Daya Prabhu, please go ahead. And I apologize, everyone, for my barking dogs.
Padanyasar bhuja vidhutibi sasmitair bhruvilasai bhajanya madhyais chalakucha patai kundalair gandalolai swidyan mukhya kavara sanagrata Nthaya Krishna Vadho Gayantyastam Tadita Iva Tamegha Chakre Vireju.
I think we
Translation.
could do word for word for this one since it's the last one, right?
Sure. Pada of their feet, Nyasai by the placement, Bhuja of their hands, Viduti Bhi by the gestures, Sasmitai smiling, Bhru of their eyebrows, Vilasai by the playful movements, Bhajayan bending, Madhyai by their middles, Chala, moving, Kucha, covering their breasts, Patai, by the clothes, Kundalai, by their earrings, Ganda, on their cheeks, Lolai, rolling, Svidyan, perspiring, Mukhya, whose faces, Mukhaya, whose faces, Kavara, the braids of their hair, Rasana, and their belts, Agranthaya, having tightly tied, Krishna Vadva, the concerts of Lord Krishna, Gayantya, singing, Tam, about him, Tadita, bolts of lighting, Iva, as if, Ta, they, Megha Chakre, in range of clouds, Vireju, shown. Yeah, you can read the translation maybe.
Yeah, I'll do it. But two snaps for Krishna Daya Prabhu, who's doing a great job in helping us out with the Sanskrit, and Amrita Kishore for her braving Ananda Bihari as well. Prabhu's. Okay, as the gopis sang in praise of Krishna, their feet danced, their hands gestured, and their eyebrows moved with playful smiles. With their braids and belts tied tight, their waists bending, their faces perspiring, the garments on their breasts moving this way and that, and their earrings swinging on their cheeks. Lord Krishna's young consorts shone like streaks of lightning in a mass of clouds. Wow. Such poetry. That's so beautiful. Haribol. Srila Sridhar Swami explains that according to the analogy of lightning flashing in clouds, the perspiration on the lovely faces of the gopis resembled drops of mist, and their singing resembled thunder. The word agrantayaha may also be read as agrantayaha, meaning loosened. This would indicate that although the gopis began the dance with their hair and belts tightly drawn, these gradually slackened and loosened. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that the gopis were expert at exhibiting mudras, precise hand gestures that would express feelings or convey meanings associated with the theme of a performance. Thus, sometimes Krishna and the gopis would artistically move their interlocked arms together, and sometimes they would separate arms and exhibit mudras to act out the meaning of the songs they were singing. The word pada nyasaihi indicates that the gopis artistically and gracefully placed the steps of their dancing feet in an enchanting way. And the words sa, smiter, bru, vilase indicate that the romantic movements of their eyebrows, smiling with love, were most charming to behold. So I just think if we could, let's see, just look at those verses all together so that we can read it, just because we had. So it was the festive rasa dance commenced with the gopis arrayed in a circle, and Lord Krishna expanded himself and entered between each pair of gopis. And as that master of mystic power placed his arms around their necks, each girl thought he was standing next to her alone. The demigods and their wives were overwhelmed with eagerness to witness the rasa dance, and they soon crowded the sky with their hundreds of celestial airplanes. Kettle drums then resounded in the sky while flowers rained down, and the sheath Gandharvas and their wives sang Lord Krishna's spotless glories. A tumultuous sound arose from the armlets, ankle bells, and waist bells of the gopis as they sported with their beloved Krishna in the circle of the rasa dance. And in the midst of the dancing gopis, Lord Krishna appeared most brilliant, like an exquisite sapphire in the midst of golden ornaments. And then the last verse that we just read. As the gopis sang in praise of Krishna, their feet danced, their hands gestured, their eyebrows moved with playful smiles, and with their braids and belts tied tight, their waists bending, their faces perspiring, the garments on their breasts moving this way and that, and their earrings swinging on their cheeks, Lord Krishna's young consorts shone like streaks of lightning in a mass of clouds. So beautiful, isn't it, everyone? Did anybody else get shivers down their spine once we read all of them all together? Wow. Yeah. Sorry. Need a second. It's so beautiful. So this is a community class. So we're all going to ask for the prayers of all the Vaishnavas present, all the senior devotees and all of our gurus, Shiksha, Diksha, everyone, just everyone to bless us so that we may have a beautiful and blessed conversation that comes from sadhu, guru sadhu and shastra, so that we can really just connect with these beautiful, beautiful pastimes in a blessed way. So does anybody have any insights or anything that they would like to share to start? Adi Purusha Prabhu? And then after that, Jeffrey Akla Prabhu? Yes, please. I don't know why, but we can't hear you. You're unmuted though. Okay. No, that's so strange. You're unmuted though, but we can't hear you. Can anybody else hear him or is it just me? No, nobody else can hear him. Okay, that's so strange. I'm so sorry, Purusha Prabhu.
Tune out and tune back in.
Does he have to go out and go back in?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that's the easiest way to do it.
See, this is why we're testing this out while you're here, because these are things that I wouldn't know. But in the meantime, Jamuna Jaya Prabhu wrote in the chat such a testimony how we can use all of our bodies to glorify Krishna, even our eyebrows, and that the light of love can cut through the darkest clouds like the gopis. Yes, crying face, that's true. Jeffrey Akla Prabhu, did you want to share while our Adipurusha Prabhu is coming?
Sure, Hare Krishna. I was just noticing that.
Hare Krishna. Oh, go on.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Adipurusha. You go first.
All right, we're praying that what we have to say is what Srila Prabhupada would ask us to say, and we hope we can please Krishna by this class, by hearing and discussing and sharing. And I agree with what Ananda Bihari was saying, that we really relish hearing not just everyone's voices, but their hearts and their perspective, because Krishna gives everybody a piece of the puzzle, and it becomes very rich when everybody's participating. So we're hearing about this exquisite, delightful, beautiful description of the activities and the loving exchanges and the wonderful, deep emotion between Krishna and the gopis, his beloved girlfriends. And who was here? Sri Prahlad was saying that an integral part of our presentation is called Purva Paksha. I got the Sanskrit word. It means like on the other hand, bringing contrast. In this world, the relationships tend to be, to one degree or another, dried up and jaded, and there's a lack of emotion. And even the relationships, they're not harmonious, they're not joyful and loving, but they become painful, awkward, and there's contentiousness in the what's that philosopher, Chinese philosopher? He says that the degree of elevation of a society and consciousness can be measured by the Wu Lin. It means like you look at the relationship between parents and children. You look at the quality of the relationship between husband and wife, between neighbors, between the citizens and the government. And if there is turbulence and contentiousness, then there's something wrong. And so in the Rasa dance, this is this beautiful, harmonious dancing together and showing each other affection. And in this world, there's less of that, and then it almost becomes absent and painful. We were seeing some people on First Avenue here. One young man had one of those black T-shirts with the white writing. It said, "Abuse me." And somebody else had a T-shirt that said, "Who cares?" Right? So there's a hardness of heart, and a hopelessness, and a depression, and an emptiness that occurs when we leave Krishna out. But when we add Krishna, how wonderful is Krishna? Then everything becomes perfect, and there's lots of loving exchanges. And I have a lot to say here, but one thing about this rasa dance that always strikes me is what you read today, how everyone felt, each gopi felt that Krishna was with her alone. So the Christian tradition says Jesus is the only Son of God. And sometimes when we run into people from that tradition, they contend that no one else, only Jesus, there's only a numeral onlyness. He's the only Son of God. And one devotee was giving class and he said, well, if Jesus is the only Son, then whose sons are we? Whose sons are we? But actually that onlyness is not just numerical, but it's qualitative. And it says, when Krishna reciprocates with how we approach him. If we treat Krishna as our only, then he treats us as his only, as if he's fully capable of giving himself totally in reciprocation with our giving ourselves totally to him. So that's such a beautiful thing. And everybody can have that quality of relationship with Krishna. It's not just that only Jesus, but it's desirable. Just like if you have only one son, then you pour all your affection on that person. Anyway, there's so much to say here, but I really want to hear everyone else speak. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Adi Purusha Prabhu. So many beautiful nuggets in what you said. So appreciated. Yes, let's hear from Jeffrey Akwa Prabhu, who's been so kind to and patient.
Now it's like following the Beatles. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Adi Purusha, for that insight. And thank you, everyone, for this community class. I was just thinking about the gathering of the Gandharvas in the sky, and how as the rasa dance is commencing here, even the great personalities with the ability to observe get present. They sit on their asana, so to speak, and start singing in the sky. And so the whole description of the rasa dance starts with the description of the sounds, the kettle drums, and the Gandharva singing, and the tumultuous sound from the bells of the gopis. And it's the first indication that this grand event is occurring is the sound. And it's just a nice reminder to listen. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you very much.
I think with inflation nowadays, those 2 cents would be like $20. So thank you so much, Jeffrey Prabhu. That was very, very sweet. Yes, to remind us to listen. And we have another gem from Jamuna Jaya in the chat. And what also struck me is how the gopis were perspiring from effort. How often do we work with that much effort for Krishna? Prabhupada speaks to us about not working like dogs and hogs for material things. How the gopis aspire and put their efforts towards Krishna alone. So beautiful. Yeah, and I was just thinking what Adi Purusha Prabhu shared reminds me of, I've heard this both from Jadvaita Swami Maharaj and as well from Rukmini Walker Prabhu, that bhakti is inclusive, not exclusive love. And that bhakti is when we're seeing everyone in connection to Krishna and we're seeing all living beings as spirit souls. It just allows us to expand our bonds of love, right? So that we're not just concerned about our little nuclear family, the people that we just happen to be born to in this lifetime or the country or just whatever kind of ism that we think that we're connected with, we're actually connected to a much broader and bigger family. And I love that idea that Adipurusha Prabhu explained about how, you know, like it's not just exclusive to Jesus Christ in terms of having that familiar relationship with God. Like we all have that opportunity. So that's so beautiful. Does anybody else have something that they want to share? Any insights, birthday girl? Not to call you out, but
Yeah, Adi Prabhu, thank you so much. That was what I was thinking, that what effort am I putting in to that dance, that relationship, and how can I get to a place where I really am putting everything in? And I love the fact that the Gandhavars, no, the gods are looking down, the demigods, etc., are looking down, and there's this element of joy in watching others have this intimate relationship with Krishna and growing that relationship. And that there's that what comes to mind is, you know, Krishna saying, you know, being non-envious of me, therefore I'll tell you the secrets of bhakti. And here they're also, you know, not envious. Everyone is, but very happy with everyone getting deeper and deeper into bhakti. So thank you so much today for all your good wishes, and thank you for letting me speak. Hare Krishna.
thank you so much for being willing to speak amongst your Srimad Bhagavatam family. Krishna Daya Prabhu, you had your hand raised?
Yeah, I'll keep it short so that others also can share. I was just going to the translation of the last verse. So, as gopis sang in praise of Krishna, their feet danced, their hands gestured, and their eyebrows moved with playful smiles. So that's how the translation is framed. So, this is like the epitome of, you know, kirtan. You know? So they just started singing, and automatically, you know, it's not that they were doing it; their feet danced. That's how it is framed here. So it's like when we are. This is the test, the highest absorption in kirtan, automatically all these symptoms start manifesting. Like we get into the jubilation, smile automatically manifests, and then, you know, our body moves into, we go into ecstasy, and then, you know, so the gestures and then everything. So it's like it's a very healthy test, you know, like where are we in our devotional service, and where are we in our japa and kirtan, and then hearing. So is that happening, you know, like the gopis, you know? So are those automatic, you know, expressions of affection towards Krishna are manifesting? So it's a very nice way of understanding what is the highest, you know, benchmark of meditation and kirtan or praising Krishna. So this is something which I thought I should share. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Krishna Daya Prabhu. I love that idea that I don't know if this is exactly what you were saying, but just to reflect back, that if we just let ourselves go and fall into the kirtan and fall into the arms of the Lord and in the holy names, that then we will have those experiences, and like we will. Was that what you were saying? Like kind of show those symptoms if we're just kind of let go and just are present in it. Is that kind of like what you were trying to say?
Yes, Prabhu. Perfect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great. Oh God. Oh, Haribo, that's so sweet. And like I wrote in the chat, please, if anyone else is too shy to talk on video, you could just write it in the chat and we'll read it aloud for you. We'd really, really love to hear from those of you that don't usually share in class. Every single one of you. This is why Ananda Bihari Prabhu and myself always like to welcome all of you individually, because every single one of you is so important to our community, and we appreciate all of you. And we really want to make sure that you feel like your voices can be heard. And even if you don't have a reflection, but if you have a question, let's bring up our questions and let our community kind of address them and support each other in wherever we are in our Krishna consciousness. So does anybody have anything that they would like to share? I see our aproned Ananda Vihari Prabhu. There you are.
I have a question for Krishna Daya Prabhu. Were gopis seeing Krishna differently based on their image of him? Were there any difference in their feeling for Krishna? And was Krishna presenting himself differently to them in the rasa dance?
Sticking to the Shastra, that discussion did not come here, but definitely Krishna, we see from, I heard this in the earlier somewhere. So we see in Mayapur, Shishi, Radha, Madhav, Ashtasakhi. So each gopi is having a different mood in approaching Krishna. And they have a particular service, like one is fanning, one is offering betel nuts, and then one is playing. So everybody has a different mood in approaching Krishna. Srimati Radharani, we know Lalita and Vishaka also, they have a difference. Rukmini and Satyabhama have a difference. So it's like everybody has their own individual mood, and then Krishna loves it. So everybody see Krishna in a different way. Like mood means what? Yeah, I am completely surrendered, and Krishna is mine. So these are two different moods. So and then Krishna loves it, variety. So and yeah, this is what Krishna likes it. Yeah. I hope this is close to what you have asked.
Yeah, the answer helps us please Krishna. It cannot be a wrong answer. Thank you, Krishna Daya Prabhu. And a little reflection. I was listening to a class on the personality of Srimati Radharani, who she is, why she's so crucial in our effort to please Krishna. And the speaker was explaining how there was a pastime where, and like somewhat arrogant yogi offended a pure devotee king. What's the king's name? I forget. Ambarish Maharaj. He offended Maharaj, and then Vishnu stepped in and sent his Sudarshan Chakra to protect the king, the pious king, the devotee king, and to punish the arrogant what's his name? Sage. Yeah. And then the sage was running around the universe trying to find shelter, trying to escape the chakra, and nobody could help him. Shiva couldn't help him, Brahma couldn't help him, no one could help him. They were saying, you have a very interesting chakra following you. That's Lord Vishnu. You have to go to Vishnu. And then he goes to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu tells him, look, my heart is owned. Basically, I am owned. My heart is in the hands of my pure devotees. They own me, Vishnu explained to him. My pure devotees own me, and therefore I cannot override this chakra. You have to go to the devotee that you offended. So this pastime, it comes before the Rasa Leela. And this just explains how Krishna's heart belongs to his pure devotees. And the best of his devotees, of his pure devotees, is Srimati Radharani. And if Krishna is self-sufficient, he has ever-increasing pleasure that he put outside of himself, so to say, and invested it in his devotees. And the speaker was, here's the point that I'm trying to make. And the speaker was explaining how Krishna, why would Krishna take pleasure from inside, from within himself, and place it outside? Why would he do that? And then the speaker explained, this way it's more exciting. When Krishna doesn't know what's going to happen, when the pleasure is coming from outside, when he doesn't know what to expect, it brings this excitement to Krishna. And this is how his pleasure is ever increasing. Krishna specifically puts his heart in the hands of his devotees so that they can surprise him. Because and the same, we can relate to that also. If we're happy, we want to share it with others. The most happiest moments always come when we are with somebody else, be it a family member or a friend or a pet. Look at Prema from Priya. Yeah, so Shrimati Radharani is the best of the devotees, and she owns Krishna's heart. If we want to win Krishna's heart by our efforts to please him through the Guru, then we should go through Shrimati Radharani. She's compassionate, she's kind, and she's the best of the devotees. And if she says a word for us, then we are, our Rasa Lila is guaranteed. And yeah, we'll all be dancing together. And dancing, I have another reflection on dancing. Dancing means bending backwards. You know, Krishna will make us dance. Dancing doesn't mean, oh, this is my move, I'm gonna make this move then. We cannot calculate our dancing. Dancing is dancing because it cannot be calculated fully. There's a partner involved, and Krishna will make us dance. And that's what makes Krishna consciousness so beautiful. We don't know what to expect, but we can always choose to respond, thinking of Krishna, trying to please Krishna and his devotees. Here is a message from Dayal Gauranga. Haribo Prabhu, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize what day it is or that I'm still on the class schedule. Things have been a little bit of a blur from me this past week. I'm very sorry. Okay, I'm going to respond to that. So let's pray for Dayal Gauranga. Things are blurry for him. Dayal Gauranga needs us. So let's all pray for him. Maybe let's even say something so that we can play it back to him. And turn on your cameras. It's already blurry enough for Dayal Gauranga Prabhu. We want him to see us. Okay.
Dayal Gauranga Prabhu, we're all praying for your recovery. We miss you very, very much. And we all love you very, very much. And we hope that you feel better soon.
Dayal Gauranga, we hope you can see our faces. We're all loving you. Look at Henry Prabhu, Venetia. Come on the Jaya. She got off the bus specifically to give you a smile, Dayal Gauranga. Papi, Bhakti Devi, and Bhakta Bentley. Krishna Daya Adipusha Prabhu is wiping his tears. Nancy R. celebrating her birthday in the Association of Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Krishna's sons and Krishna's daughters. Jeffrey Eckler Prabhu, look at him. Bhakta Bila and family in the Christmas tree. Mike Cowie Prabhu, everybody is wishing you speedy recovery. And we're there.
Before we do darshan, I just also wanted to read the note that Bhima Prabhu put in the chat. He said, just see, even in the rasa dance, which was observed by the millions of demigods, that Krishna still had his highest expression of love reserved for someone unnamed. And their tryst is private and not for public observation. So that's really beautiful. And Jeffrey Ackler, who had a question for the group: what is a good book or source to learn about the different moods of the Ashtasaki gopis? So if anybody knows, please respond in the chat. And yes, and that Prabhupada in his song wrote, Krishna, make me dance, make me dance. And I will keep an eye on Adipurusha Prabhu's video to see if we're going to have darshan soon, and I'll spotlight it for everyone. But in the meantime, what we've been sharing makes me think about how bhakti, and I've heard this from Rukmini Waka Prabhu and so many other people, that bhakti is radical personalism, right? That it's a personal relationship with Krishna. Krishna has a relationship with each one of us that's uniquely different and beautiful and loving, and that's part of the blessing, right? That we're each have an opportunity to have a unique relationship with Krishna. And I was hearing something from Rukmini Prabhu about how she went to this conference or this parliament of world religions, where it was like all these different religions coming together for an interfaith event, and that somebody was saying how in Buddhism, they say that there's like 80 paths up the mountain in terms of like 80 different paths to get to enlightenment. And she was thinking, there's even more than that when it comes to bhakti, because every single living being that exists has a unique relationship to Krishna and making their way back to the spiritual world and how they can love on him. So I just thought, I know I gave a little bit of like a very abbreviated version of it, but it's going to be shared soon. She's going to share a video about her feedback on it. But I just thought that was so beautiful, because that's how much Krishna loves us. Like, it just makes me so riled up. Like Krishna, like every single person in the world that loves us cannot compare, if they was combined, cannot compare to how much Krishna loves us. And that he loves us so much that he's willing to have a personal relationship with us, no matter what material body we're in. Like when we were worms, he still loved us. When we're human beings, he still loves us. We could be like in tree bodies and he's still loving us. And he's just so there for us. Like, it's just, like, I don't curse, but it makes me want to say, like, it's freaking unbelievable. Like, I don't. I worked with little kids, so it's been cut out of my book. I don't even know how to curse anymore, but that's as far as I get. Like, it just drives me crazy.
That should be the name of this. That should be the name of this class.
What should be the name, Venetia? Because you're cutting out. Do you want to write it in the chat? And we'll keep that in mind.
What you said.
That Krishna's love is freaking unbelievable.
This is freaking unbelievable.
Yeah. And the class before it is called Shift Happens.
Yeah. That was good. I was trying to, I think Adipurushabhu is letting us know that we have Darshan coming. Haribo. You just have to unmute, please, Adipurushabhu.
Hari Krishna, Namaham Bhajami, Govinda, Hari Krishna, Namaham Bhajami, Govinda, Hari Krishna, Namaham Bhajami. Anindadavaitaksam Bhagavatam Samatitam Puratundaranam Andapapoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govinda Haripurusham Namaham Bhajami Govinda Haripurusham Namaham Bhajami Govinda Haripurusham Namaham Bhajami Ayasya Sakalen Priyavitimamti Bhajandivam Kayanti Hiraham Jaganti Anandati Maya Sadhu Kala Vibhakya Govindam Haripurusham Namaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Gojam Namahami Govindam Hari Gojam Namahami.
Thank you so much, Adi Parusha Prabhu, for always being willing to give us darshan, however way can be is possible. So appreciate you.
Thank you.
And
I like how Adi Purusha Prabhu points the phone at the conch blower, making them feel very shy and confused. Yeah.
But like I said, Bhakta Billy had his hand up briefly beforehand. I don't know if he wanted to share before we finish.
I just wanted to share a reflection. As I've been attending the Sankirtan, the Harinam, it's so wonderful. You know, people walk by and you see them dancing. You see people dancing, and they're leaving, and it's like Krishna's spirit touched them, just by listening to the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And then I said to myself, well, I have a cane. How am I going to dance? So I went up to one of the devotees and I said to him, I said, listen, I get a little dizzy, so take it easy on me, okay? So I started dancing and I didn't fall. And so I just wanted to share that, you know, it's so beautiful how Krishna is so wonderful, you know, we could dance.
Thank you so much.
Bhakti Billy Prabhu, you are a surrendered soul. You're willing to dance. While
notice how he said that when I danced, I didn't fall. And we could all take a lesson from that if we keep dancing, as in the rasa dance, then we will never fall. We'll never fall away from our vows. We'll never fall away from disremembering Krishna, as long as we keep dancing. And that's all. And what is amazing, what's so freaking beautiful, is that that's all Prabhupada asked us to do: chanting, dancing, and feasting. In reality, if we just do those three things, chanting, dancing, and feasting, then we don't have a thing to worry about. It's amazing. It's so freaking unbelievable.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
And by the way, and Ananda Bihari's dance is the mosh pit. That's where Ananda Bihari has his ecstasy.
No, my dance is like, I dance like Pinocchio. That's my wife said. But
yeah, she's got the strings though. She's got the strings.
Yeah. But we all have our unique offering that Krishna is eager to receive. So we want, like, Krishna wants Bhima the way Bhima is. Krishna doesn't want some pale version of. Krishna needs Bhima, and Krishna needs every one of us just the way we are, you know, in a pure sense, in a unique sense. Krishna is unique, and so are we. So let's be ourselves in our offering to Krishna. Don't be shy. It's okay. Krishna needs you. Krishna has fun.
Yes.
Did
you want to say anything before you leave us for however long?
Before I leave you, yeah, I saw a dying man on Sunday. We went to emergency room briefly with my wife. It's all good, nothing serious. But right after class, I called 911, and we were transported to the ER. And there, I saw a dying man. He was probably 150 years old. His face was all, shrunken, very like small, wrinkled, very thick shades on his face. And there was some people in anxiety going back and forth around him. And I thought, thanks God, I'm an aspiring Vaishnava. I want kirtan when I'm on my deathbed. I want them to spoon feed me prasadam, or at least some offered water. I want Adi chant by my bedside. I want class going on. I want to host class for my deathbed. That's my aspiration. So we're all very fortunate that our path is very bright. And with this, I'm going away for 14 days. Damodar Priya has kindly agreed to host class while I'm away. I'll be in a different time zone, -6 hours. So I don't think I'll be able to join, but if I have insomnia or something, I'll join definitely. I'll miss you. And it's kind of sense enjoyment trip. It's a vacation trip, and I can't believe I'm doing it, but I am. I have to do it. I have
You
family
have
to
to
take care of.
recharge so that you have
Yeah.
lots of energy to continue doing service.
Yeah.
So thank
Yeah,
you.
let's call it recharge. Yes.
Yeah, you have to recharge, and it's also important for you to spend time with your family and to kind of do that service. So I don't think it's just sense enjoyment, but that's my own personal opinion. So
Yeah, I'm gonna read some books. I'll catch up on my reading, and I'll try to tune in because I can't imagine my life without this class. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for being part of my family. Damodar Priya, thank you. Everybody, please listen to Damodar Priya Prabhu behave. She's the boss, she's in charge. And back her up. Back her up. This is a collective offering. Okay. Angel, back Damodar Priya up always. And keep roaring. Keep roaring. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much. And remember, when you dance with Krishna, you'll never fall. Chanting, dancing, and feasting. Hare
Yeah, and don't let Bhima Prabhu curse in this class.
Don't worry, I'll beep him.
I'll
Haribo.
I'll freaking do what I want.
He's gonna take care of me. Don't worry, he'll be good. Okay, we'll miss you. Many blessings for you. Okay,
Hare Krishna.
Haribo,
Thanks.
everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, Srimad Bhagavatam class is every day, every transcendental day. Okay, Haribo, everyone.